According to them, it was an accident. The child had gone where she shouldn't have, touched something she didn't comprehend. The Varnathi officially released a report. According to the noble house, no legislation was broken, merely because protocols were misinterpreted. But the harsh and indisputable reality. An 8-year-old daughter of Earth's Marican, the Galactic Empire's ambassador, was killed, beaten to death by Lord Azazel during an event meant for diplomacy on an outer colony. In her heyday, Jethro's only transgression had been laughter. One of the nobles had made fun of her. The Varnathi wear ceremonial garments. They are a proud species, rigidly devoted to honor, entrenched in tradition. Even from Earth's perspective, the group was instructed to show respect. When Calucid raised his voice and Mara laughed, her father reached out to stop her. He was restrained by guards. When the nobility struck, she had already seen it once, twice, and the third time the guards moved, but it was already too late. Her death was captured by numerous station cameras and drones. Within hours, the footage went viral, not in human space, but inside the Empire's own restricted networks labeled as Earth's cultural misconduct footage. The embassy demanded a prompt arrest. The Empire's response to extradition, a single internal disciplinary review still in progress. No charges were brought. The High of the Empire issued an apology. The Council issued a statement. It began with sympathies and ended with a caution against overreacting emotionally, undermining human harmony across the galaxy. Earth-weighted diplomats urged respect for the Interstellar Accord. They combed every legal avenue, but the Terran-Varnathi Treaty had sensitive clauses. Even obscure passages were weaponized against justice. Everything Earth attempted was repelled by the Galactic Code. Quiet, chilly faces sat behind locked doors, watching what others thought of humans, the offspring of strangers among ancients. Human representatives were requested to weep in private and let protocol take precedence. But the child had a name. She lived with her family. She played in a garden. She drew with crayons on embassy walls. The funeral for memory, like fire, Mara was held beneath the Pacific and dome sky. Billions of people watched steel and storm broadcast the silence, no speeches from officials, just one voice breaking the solitude. Ambassador Chin placing their daughter's picture into the soil. They called her a miscommunication, he said, but she was ours. That evening, the Terran Union president spoke. It was the first time she stood not under Earth's flag, but in the orbital center with generals beside her and leaders from every council. Her voice was measured, quiet. Each syllable fell like stone into still water. We honored your traditions, we followed your laws, we respected your agreements. In return, you gave us bureaucracy in place of justice, silence in place of sorrow and derision. We are done waiting. She was not a political child, she was Earth's daughter. You taught us what your courts value, and now we will show you what our sorrow values in action. There were no fanfares, no cheers, just silence between Mars and Europa, from Earth's skis to the outer belts. Something ancient sparked, a oneness that frightened empires. The disciplined, the silent, the unstoppable. Engineers worked overtime unprompted. Veterans were re-examined. Scientists reactivated vintage fighting suits. Encrypted bursts revived dormant orders. Satellites carried sealed commands. The stars had watched humanity rise, now they would watch humanity remember. This wasn't supposed to be discussed. Not openly, not like this. Fewer people remembered Terran history, but the difference between a promise and a threat was about to become very clear. 3 days later, Earth made its final request, one last call for extradition. The Galactic Empire didn't respond. Instead, a leaked message from the secret council meeting, a noble from Varnathi sneered, "One human pup, the apes seek a throne once he dies." One sentence, that's all it took. Trade routes shut down, ambassadors withdrawn, diplomatic channels fell silent. Earth activated Perseus Protocol, a last resort contingency created during First Contact Wars, kept quiet for 3 centuries. Unified command across all Terran forces. No debates, no announcements. Over 500 Terran warships vanished from known routes. Civilian media speculated. The Galactic Council asked for clarification but received none. The Empire underestimated Earth's quiet, didn't realize silence was strategy, a calculated diplomacy. But Earth wasn't planning to be heard until it was too late. Within Earth-controlled space, civilian supply chains shifted to military. Lunar forges switched from mining tools to weapon cores. Mars weather arrays recalibrated for deep space strikes. No declarations, no announcements. Anger didn't need an anthem. The goal was simple: recover the murderer, dismantle the shield that protected him, and teach the galaxy the true meaning of justice. Human operatives triggered dormant shadow networks on key Empire worlds. Data overflowed with cybernetic probes. Command chains were traced. Diplomatic immunity pierced. Dozens of nobles complicit, no longer protected. But Earth wasn't preparing for invasion, it was preparing for extraction. Whispers emerged from minor alien species, silent support, terror, hope. One anonymous Empire ambassador sent a final message. We laughed, we ignored them, now we wait to see what comes. Earth already knew, it always knew. The Empire's fleets were larger but older. Its bureaucracy was proud but bloated. Its arrogance had never encountered a species that mourned its child with death with mobilization. Earth's generals reviewed target packages. Diplomats collected dossiers. The final list, 37 names directly involved in the death and its cover-up. No battlefields, no declarations. Earth sent out just 3 pulses. Terran dreadnoughts moved. The Dominion's Aegis-class dreadnought breached the anti-E system. It didn't declare direction, it simply vanished. Meanwhile, Earth sent one last message to the Galactic Council. The Empire has failed. The Terran Union will now administer justice. No requests, no warnings. The Empire sensors detected Terran ships too late, already inside the perimeter. No negotiation, one kinetic strike. The collate destroyed security compounds, flattened, 0 civilian casualties, 0 errors. Simultaneously, Ghost Marine squads descended, infiltrated Lord Azazan's personal bunker. He never saw them, never heard them, just vanished. Varnath's satellites went dark, troops scrambled. Gravity wells echoed false signals. Earth's AIs had already rewritten their networks. 27 of the 37 were reached. Surgical strikes within 48 hours. Bioweapons in nano clouds targeted, precise. Every attack bore a signature: justice, not vengeance. No civilians harmed, only those who silenced justice. Alien media descended into chaos. Some called it the apocalypse of surgery. But Earth said nothing, no speeches, no chants, no celebration, just action, precise, unrelenting. Justice had begun. And the final message broadcast across every frequency: justice has started, cooperate and it's over, resist and we'll keep going until you understand. Cannot, and for many, this was the first real look at the Terran war doctrine, mass deployment and infinity fleets. Their simple aim was executed perfectly. Human technology proven to be indisputable. Their covert systems got around the Empire's most protected AIs, taking advantage of decades of ignored weaknesses that their warriors did not even realize existed. They seemed finished. The goals and the vanishing. Empire High Command called an emergency meeting. Dozens of planets said they were prepared for martial action, but Earth wasn't under invasion. It wasn't interested in territory. It wasn't pretending that the call was a punishment. He was moved to an unidentified Terran black site, observed and questioned by illogical methods designed to evade gaps in galactic law. His genetic signature served as confirmed proof, gathered without pain or spectacle, merely chilly, debatable records. And at last, the Empire tried a counterattack, an attack aimed at what it thought to be forward activities in Terran space. The fleet didn't come across anything. The coordinates of their flagship AI were incorrect. Mid-execution coordination failed. 2 instances of Terran malware were planted years ago, hidden in a diplomatic document core donated during an earlier summit. Being patient had always been part of the plan. Earth never declared war, it wasn't necessary. Each move legal based on a rigorous analysis of interplanetary code, exploited with juridical accuracy that reflected the bureaucratic hotness of the Empire itself. At that time, Earth had mastered their system by depths. The conclusion of the 3rd day, they had weaponized it. And the consensus of the galaxy had changed. What started as censure became quiet appreciation, followed by fear and stillness. The Empire struggled. What did Earth do in terms of procedure and propaganda? No one else had ever called for justice and taken it without permission. No flags, no armies marched, but the seeds were planted. Everyone, everywhere, recognized Terran's age and restraint. They had halted the Galactic Empire's effort to restore authority by use of diplomacy and press conferences, a distraction. Narratives were staged, official records rewritten. The Terran activities were recounted in tailies as excessively hysteric.